So, being that you've been wearing your shrinker, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this on without anything. Again, it has that locking mechanism. So, the pin will hear the clicks, and then basically what we'll do is I'm going to just see how it fits. I may add a couple socks, because if you shrunk down, then you need to accommodate your volume loss. So let's see how you slide in here. Yeah. So you've lost some volume here, I can see. I'm going to slide you out of it. Is it okay? Is that painful? It's a little bit weird.
It's just a little bit of pressure on the bottom, and I'm not used to there being any pressure on the bottom.
So this is how you're going to manage your volume loss. And this is going to be something that's very important for you to make sure that you pay attention to. Now, the goal is that we want pressure on your limbs in this area, okay?
But not
correct. Not at the bottom. You should never be weight-bearing on the bottom of your residual limb.
That's why they said it's bad when you're overweight, because it causes you, and not carrying extra socks, it causes you to bottom out, and you never want to bottom out.
Exactly. So these are each 1 ply, which refers to the thickness. So you feel how thin this is? So you'll use a combination of socks to determine what's right for you to make sure you're not hitting the bottom. Okay? So these green ones are 5 ply. You can definitely feel a huge difference in this thickness in comparison to this. Yeah. So this is 5 of these is equivalent to this.
Wow.
Yes. And then this is 3 ply. So right. So that way your pin can get through there.
Okay.
So you can feel the difference. And you'll use a combination. So if you need 4, you put a 3 and a 1. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To kind of figure out what works best for you. Okay? And we'll go over this all again.
What do you think at the beginning?
I'm going to try 2 ply, and we'll see how you do for that. Now this, I just cut a hole in the bottom. It is very important to make sure that you get this completely up and around the pin, because what can happen is the material can get stuck in the locking mechanism.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want that to happen. Okay. We'll just try a couple and see. And then go ahead and bend your leg for me a little bit. And I'm just going to let you push into that. Almost there. There you go. So once you hear 1 click, that's actually good. So we know you're locked in. When you stand, you may hear more clicks. But what I'm going to do is I want to get all this stuff out of your way, and I'm going to have you use your walker and just stand. How's that feel?
It feels heavy, but...
And it's going to at first, because this is your first leg. When we get to the final product, this part here that's clear, this is just a check socket, so I can see how it fits. And then you're going to get a temporary socket, which is a little bit different than this. Now your final prosthesis will be made of carbon fiber, and it will be laminated, and that actually will be a lot lighter than this.
Okay.
But this, we have to start with this just to see where you're at. Exactly. So, those are just 6-foot components. So, 2-ply fit is actually not bad. That's pretty good.
And that's why it's clear.
Exactly. And so what I did was I made sure to relieve certain areas, like the front end here, where your bone is.
Oh, yeah, because that's, like, right there.
Sensitive. We don't want you to weight bear on that. So
that's kind of why I did want to go a little bit higher. But because that bone is so close to the surface there, I was worried about that, but...
I just want you to stand. We're not going to take any steps yet, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead. I want you shoulder width apart. There you go. Very close? Okay. And I just want you to kind of lean like this.